This week may be one of the most important macro weeks Bitcoin has faced in months. Multiple employment reports, manufacturing data, geopolitical developments, and institutional blockchain events all arrive within just a few trading sessions. Let's examine how professional investors may evaluate each development. What evidence could strengthen each thesis, and what risks could invalidate it? After that, we'll look into the BTC chart through the Wyckoff lens. Market braced for a week of critical U.S. labor data. Four separate labor reports give institutions a much clearer picture than any single headline. If hiring slows without a sharp rise in unemployment, markets may increasingly expect easier monetary policy later this year. More liquidity has historically been supportive for Bitcoin, although not immediately. The evidence professionals will watch is whether Treasury yields actually fall after the releases instead of simply reacting during the first few minutes. A stronger labor market tells a different story. If payroll growth remains robust, the Federal Reserve may have less urgency to lower interest rates. From an MBA perspective, incentives matter more than forecasts. If borrowing costs remain elevated, institutions may continue favoring fixed income assets over high volatility assets like Bitcoin. Labor data influences monetary policy, but production data tells us whether the broader economy is accelerating or slower. That's where the next report becomes important. Global manufacturing data that's coming in both United States and China is going to impact a lot of the money moves. Manufacturing is often an early signal of economic momentum. Weak readings from China or the United States could increase recession concerns and reduce risk appetite across financial markets. From a systems engineering perspective, slowing industrial activity affects supply chains long before it appears in headline GDP numbers. Institutions will monitor whether weakness is broad-based or concentrated in only a few sectors. If manufacturing stabilizes instead, investors may interpret that as evidence the global economy is finding its footing. Better business confidence can improve capital allocation toward growth assets. What strengthens this thesis is improving new orders, not simply headline PMI readings. Execution matters more than optimistic survey responses. Economic growth is only one side of the equation. Energy prices may ultimately determine whether inflation becomes tomorrow's problem or fades further. Lower oil prices can ease inflation across transportation, manufacturing, and consumer spending. That gives central banks greater flexibility if inflation continues trending lower. From a macro perspective, institutions are watching inflation expectations rather than oil prices themselves. The relationship is indirect but important. At the same time, easing geopolitical tensions may reduce demand for alternative assets that investors sometimes use during periods of uncertainty. Separating narrative from measurable capital flows is essential. Falling oil prices alone do not guarantee additional investment into Bitcoin. Institutions will want confirmation through ETF flows and broader liquidity indicators. Macro conditions influence every asset class, but long-term adoption also depends on whether major institutions continue building infrastructure. Conferences often generate optimistic headlines before meaningful adoption occurs. Banks, sovereign funds, and regulators typically require months or even years before new initiatives become operational. Institutional announcements should therefore be viewed as early signals rather than immediate catalysts. Execution remains the critical variable. On the other hand, the presence of sovereign participants reflects how digital assets continue entering mainstream financial discussions. From an MBA framework, follow incentives rather than publicity. If governments and financial institutions continue investing in blockchain infrastructure, Bitcoin benefits from increasing ecosystem legitimacy even if capital deployment happens gradually. Each event we covered matters individually. The final development is what happens when they all interact simultaneously. Markets rarely receive this many important signals in a single week. If labor data cools, manufacturing stabilizes, inflation pressures ease, and institutional engagement remains constructive, several independent narratives begin reinforcing one another. That kind of convergence often attracts larger institutional attention than any isolated headline. However, conflicting signals frequently produce the highest volatility. Strong payrolls paired with weak manufacturing or improving blockchain adoption alongside tighter monetary policy create uncertainty rather than conviction. Professional investors often reduce risk until multiple indicators begin pointing in the same direction. The key question isn't which headline dominates. It's whether the overall evidence becomes more consistent over time. Now, let's look into the charts. Remember, you can join other channel members to get early access to these videos. You can also find my weekly write-up on Substack at Asset Lens. So, these are education content only, not financial advice. This is the daily view of Bitcoin. We'll head to the Wyckoff picture in a minute. What we are seeing right now is that after the past 3 days of drop below the yellow key level of 63,000, it is now trying to stay around this 60,000 level. What is this line? We have discussed this last session. It tested it at the beginning of June. It is a level set by the February 6th. Okay, you see that candlestick coming all the way down to this level. And if we go back to the earlier days back in 2024, that was also a level during the accumulation range. Okay, so when we get to the big picture, we'll be able to see more. So here, if this turns into a downtrend, okay, instead of this, last week we talked about, the base case should be a redistribution. Okay, it's not a must, but it looks to me with that big reaccumulation over there on the left. I mentioned many times, range bound between 51,500 all the way to 68,000 between the red and the green is not something surprising given what happened over here. It should somewhat mirror what happened back in 2024, but in a different sense, okay? So the base case is sideways within this 17,000 range, but if in the short term, this is coming down in such a way, okay, what are the dates that would give us the 2Cs hint? Okay, the 2Cs are continuation of the downtrend, or the other C is the change, okay, changing of the trend from a downtrend to sideways or uptrend, and maybe developing into another downtrend after a week or two. So this date points to the 5th of July. This is where the price would gap towards this triangle. But before that, remember this dashed line over here, don't forget about it, is the 2nd of July. All right. So somewhere around these 2 dates, the confirmation would come in about the 2Cs. If it is a continuation with the downtrend, that means it is going to break this orange key level of 58,500. That's something new, at least for this year, 2026, okay? Nowhere in 2026 or even 2025 has touched or broken below this level. But this week, the bears have tested it already for 2 consecutive days. And the price currently is still not being able to climb above the 60,000 line. So that's, the risk is getting higher, all right? That's the first thing. If it doesn't fall through this, that means it doesn't continue with the downtrend. That means a change of trend. The change of trend would come the confirmation would come by breaking the ceiling of this current downtrend. Okay, this channel box over here. Again, these 2 dates are key. Now we get to the big picture. So redistribution, that is something that I suspected a few months back. Okay, when the price of Bitcoin finally comes down to the range around 60,000 to 60,000, it has re-entered the reaccumulation range back in 2024, almost the entire year. Okay, from February all the way into October. That was the reaccumulation zone. Okay, before Bitcoin went up to the 100,000 range. Here, if it is really doing the redistribution along, then this is the stage we're going through. We haven't entered the panic sell whales buy period yet. That's the accumulation cycle. All right, so I am closely observing this. There is a tendency that Bitcoin is going to do this sideways bit, maybe creating even a bear flag, okay, dropping down and then climbing back up to the green key level, or even go slightly higher, touching the 70,000, like what it did during the reaccumulation, before it really drops to the panic sell whales buy stage of the accumulation cycle. Okay, that was the last one over here on the left. We'll see some sideways movement before it really drops to the panic over stage. If, again, for Bitcoin, it really drops to the long-term playground bottom, that's somewhere around 30,000 to 35,000. This range, the dates range from November this year all the way into June 2028. But I've already explained, this is just the lines on the chart. What helps us understand is the other chart that I have shown you. Okay, this is also a Bitcoin chart, just with the Fibonacci time zone and Fibonacci ratios drawn. The blue lines are the peak, okay, including the very first one over here. Those peaks happened same as the low points, the bottoms, the red lines, every 47 months. Okay, from line to line, that's 47 months. From this blue line to this blue line, also 47. We haven't touched that yet. That's pointing towards October this year. Okay, it doesn't mean Bitcoin cannot drop to the bottom if it really comes down before that. Okay, notice what happened over here. It dropped to very close to the bottom in June in 2022. All right, we are not there yet. Fortunately or unfortunately, it only bottoms out during November that year, all the way into January. Okay, that almost 2 months time, Bitcoin stayed flat. Okay, so we are approaching that red line. I said before, this may or may not happen the same way, but if it is repeating exactly what happened 2 rounds in the past, then this is the confirmation point in terms of timing, somewhere around October this year, to see whether Bitcoin is really confirming the same 47-month scenario is going to happen, irrespective of how high it went. All right, so these are the signals or indications that we are looking at in addition to the usual technical analysis. Of course, you can look at a lot of other things, like if we look at the moving averages, the 20 days line has been dipping and dipping, crossing the 50 days, the 100 days, and now approaching the 200 days. The price tried to went above the 20, failed and rejected by the 100, and now it's continuing testing the lower boundaries where we draw the lines. Okay, the moving averages, if you look at the 20 and the 50, 20 is about to approach the 200, and 50 is about to approach the 100. So these are signs or additional views that we can get, and those are You can say, if you look at what happened over here, right? When the 20 crosses the 200, the purple line, it is close to the bottom back down in 2022. And when the yellow, the 50, crosses the blue, the 100 days, okay, that's where the additional sign we get that it is close to the bottom. Both are very close, but it hasn't happened yet. And when the cross happened, it wasn't the bottom. Okay, how long did it take to reach the bottom? 70 days. 10 weeks time. Okay, 2.5 months. So this is getting close. Okay, this one still a bit of distance. And if it really crosses, let's say in the end of this month or beginning of July, 70 days lead us to mid-September, getting very close to the range that I just talked about, early October time. Okay, so the 47 months interval. These weeks' development demonstrate why institutions rarely make decisions from a single news headline. They evaluate incentives, execution risk, liquidity, and whether independent signals reinforce or contradict one another. As always, this discussion is educational, not investment advice. Focus on evidence, monitor how data evolves, and allow probabilities, not headlines, to shape your decision. See you in the next video. Thank you.